welcome to another opinion review. This time, my opinions on the Even Realities G1B smart glasses. We're going to start off with just my thoughts on how well they do each of the things that they set out to do. And then after that, I'll go through a play by play of some of the things that happened in my experience with them over the last 5 days. And then after that, I'll talk about Augment OS, which is the third-party open source software that some other people are making for these. So first of all, how do they do? Well, previously, some people online had said that they're bad at everything they did. I didn't believe them, so I spent, $600 for the glasses before tax in the US, and then $100 for the glasses clips, which are the sunglasses attachment, and then that was half off. Anyway, after tax, like $750 or something for the whole thing. No, it's just bad at everything. The hardware is fantastic. They're really stealthy. They're really lightweight, relatively, for smart glasses. They look very good. It's very hard for people to tell that they're smart glasses without you telling them. But just the features, oh my god. So you have to use a proprietary app of theirs, okay? And then I'll just go through each of the features. First of all, you can take notes. Hold the side button for quick notes, except you can't edit the notes from the glasses. Even though there's quote unquote even AI, which is really just Perplexity or ChatGPT, even that can't actually edit the notes, even though you can access the AI on the glasses. So you have to open up the phone and then open up the app to edit them, because the notes are all stuck on their app also. You can't have a third-party notes program. You can also only see the first few lines of each note, and you can't scroll, and you're limited to seeing 4 notes. And then you can tab through seeing the first few lines of each of these 4 notes. And if you want to do anything else, you just have to go into the app. Only the most recently made note is shown on top of the stack of 4. So if I'm using the notes to remind myself of my task list, then I can't make another quick note without covering up my task list. So then I have to go to the phone in order to swap the order after making a quick note so that I can go back to seeing my task list. But at that point, I should have just used the phone in the first place. You can access their Even AI on the glasses by long holding the left button, except it doesn't integrate with any external services. It's literally just a text box, that text that goes straight into ChatGPT or Perplexity. You can choose. You can't set reminders. You can't change calendar events. You can't get it to show you calendar events or anything specific to yourself. So in the end, if you want to do anything actually useful with a voice assistant, pull out your phone anyway, which is ironic because people say Siri is useless, but this is 10 times more useless. The only thing it's useful for is web searching, right? On the subject of these touch buttons, by the way, the touch buttons on the temples are dog water. My hair, I am a boy. I haven't had my hair cut in a couple months, so it's mildly long. We're talking 1 inch on the temples, and that covers up these touch sensors. So I have to first gently push my hair out of the way in order to touch the sensor, because if I touch it while there's hair in between, it'll sometimes register, sometimes not, which wouldn't be a problem, except the only way you can interact with these buttons is single tap, double tap, triple tap, and long hold, except triple tap is what turns the glasses off, puts them into so-called sleep mode, which means that you can't just keep pressing until it works, because then sometimes it'll register as a triple tap and then just turn off your glasses. And then sometimes if you're holding it with hair in between, then it'll decide that there's not enough capacitance or something halfway through, even though you haven't moved your hand at all. So it'll start acting as a hold, it'll start listening to your voice, and then just cut out halfway, and then you just keep on talking, recording your quick note or whatever, and then you realize that it didn't catch anything. Anyway, another feature, you can get transcription of conversations. You can decide whether to use the mic on the glasses or on the phone, I believe. Transcription of conversations, it seems to be okay. I mean, it would be helpful if you were hard of hearing, but I'm not. Also, the mics on the glasses are quite bad at listening to people talking even a little bit far away from you. So if you want to be using the glasses mics, as in that's the point, you shouldn't have to take out your phone, then you will actually just have to be kissing the other person. So then you want to use the phone mic, but then you have to pull out the phone, and at that point just pull out your phone and use Google Translate or something to just give you better, faster transcription anyway. The transcription is a bit slow, by the way. It's 10 seconds behind sometimes. As for translation, I don't use it much. I used it once to like try translating some League of Legends like gaming video on YouTube. I am Chinese and it was a Chinese video. The translation was fine. It does lag like 15 seconds behind, which is kind of iffy, but you know, it worked all right. But of course, that's a video where it's paid professionals talking in Chinese, where their whole job is to enunciate words well and make sure that everything is like good audio quality, etc., etc. So, will it work in the real world? Who knows? Uh, Next, another one of the main utility functions that they claim is you can see your calendar events. So, like, it'll show you. You can show it small. You can show it large. It'll tell you the name of the event, when it is, when it starts, when it ends. Except, you know what's funny? It stops showing you your current calendar event when you are halfway through your current calendar event, which means that when you pull up a thing, you don't actually know if you're currently inside an event or something because you could just be halfway through a current event. So if you're trying to use this to, I don't know, let you know if you're missing something, whatever, and it's just unreliable. The point is, if I want to see my calendar properly, I just have to pull out my phone. If I want to use this to like act as a reminder for when my meeting is over, I can't do that because my meeting will disappear. If I want to always know what I'm doing, have this act as like just a permanent reminder of what's going on, I can't. It's absurd. There's no setting to change this or anything. Um, there are bugs. Every now and again, you'll have to like restart the glasses. Also, the way the displays go, that you have to have the glasses very stably on your head. You can't like if your head is particularly just uneven, as all heads are. Basically, you want the glasses to be level with each eye. Otherwise, you will start losing stereo vision and stuff. And then, other than that, you have to have their app running in the background of your phone. Otherwise, the glasses are basically useless. You can't leave the house without your phone because the glasses are just a portal to the app. So everything is happening on the app itself. Before I got this, I was actually using cellular mode on the Apple Watch to go outside without a phone. And nowadays, I bring my phone out with me and I'm checking it every 5 minutes because anything I want to do with the glasses actually just requires me to take out the phone anyway. So, also another thing, when I'm going out, the glasses don't even have dimmable glass. Like, yeah, sorry, I'm not doing anything with my hands. There's really not anything to show you that you can't see elsewhere because, once again, it's just one of those things, the way the display works. And I'm lazy, sorry. Um, all these other smart glasses have dimmable glass. These people want you to pay an extra $100 for glasses clips that you're gonna like misplace or lose or whatever. You have to remember to bring your glasses clips out with you because it's very important that you have a darker background to see when you're outside with these glasses. Otherwise, it's difficult to see the display against the background of a sunny day. So, ironically, instead of helping me remember things, these glasses are like giving me more things to remember. Um, okay. Next, the directions. The directions here, this is where we're going to get into some play-by-play of my day. I'll just give you an accounting of a day when I was using the glasses. Okay, so I went out for the glasses. I was gonna bike. I was biking a kilometer to the half a kilometer to the post office at 4:30 p.m. I'm in Berkeley, California, so it was quite sunny at 4:30 p.m. And this is whatever May 29, 2025. I do know the way to the post office. I was just testing them. The glasses UI, it's really futuristic. I love it. It seems so cool, the idea that I can like tilt my head up and then have a full proper mini map. It's like I'm living in a video game. Um, there there were a lot of annoyances though. Like on the mini map, it shows you a little arrow pointing in the direction it thinks that you're facing, except the orientation of that little arrow is determined by your phone. So if you have your phone in your pocket, then the little arrow is just like having a stroke and like pointing in God knows what direction and like spinning around every now and then as your phone like wiggles in your pocket. So it's not correct. So if you want it to be useful, you would then have to pull the phone out. Now I happen to be bicycling, so what? I would have to pull the phone out and put it on my handlebars. At that point, why don't I just use phone directions? But on top of that, you would have to orient the phone so that it's facing exactly forward in the direction of your handlebars. Because traditionally, at least for me, my handlebar mount is set, like the phone is on the side, off to the side of the head tube, And so the phone is tilted toward me, which means that the phone is actually technically pointing like diagonally away and not in the direction that I'm riding. So if I want the phone to be pointing in the correct direction, I then have to have the phone at an angle where it's awkward for me to actually look at it. Not that you could actually look at it, because the maps, it's not interfacing with any other maps app. It's not like using Google Maps or Apple Maps. I am on iOS, on the iPhone 15 Pro, if it's relevant. Instead, it's their proprietary Maps app, which is first of all bad in that you can't look up locations by name. Like I look up post office, the nearest one it gives me is about 20 kilometers away. Um, I look up postal service because I was thinking, okay, maybe it's because the building is registered as like United States Postal Office or whatever. But no, the nearest thing is like 30 kilometers away now. So in the end, I have to go to Google Maps, find the location, copy it, paste it into Even Realities app, and then get the directions there. And then on the phone itself, they don't even doesn't show you any kind of interface or anything. Your only interface to this Maps app is through the glasses. It is quite fine on the glasses in that it shows you like how many feet until your next turn, or in my case meters. It shows you how many kilometers total, how roughly how long do they expect the trip will take, what's the name of the street that you'll turn on, stuff like that. But it's Minimap is cool. However, on the default display, because it's always on while you're getting directions, on the right side of it, there's a smaller version of the minimap that takes up like maybe a quarter of the screen. Now, this smaller version of the minimap, though, doesn't show you surrounding streets when your phone is off. So ironically, if you want the full directions functionality, your phone has to be on. I mean, half they only offer directions for cycling and walking. So if I'm walking and my phone needs to be on and my phone needs to be pointing in the direction that I'm facing in order for the minimap to be useful, why wouldn't I just use the phone? I mean, I get it. Maybe you're navigating a foreign city or something. This will do fine for that. Maybe. If it's in their like maps database of dubious quality. But it just seems like so much hassle. There were issues with sync speed also. Twice the glasses seemed to just freeze. Like once was when I was 150 meters away from a turn, and the other was right after I made a turn and before it had shown me the directions for the next turn. The first time I waited for 15 seconds and then turned the phone on, and then the thing like unfroze and started showing me that, oh, you need to turn like right now, even though it said 150 meters on the glasses. Like, oh, now it's jumped to 0. And the second time I waited for 30 seconds and then it like resolved, but for those 30 seconds I had to like come to a stop on the edge of the bike lane because I didn't know where to turn. Um, yeah, it's tough. I couldn't see the screen reliably even at full brightness. I had to find a dark background to look at. This was because I forgot the aforementioned glasses clips. Why? Because I was going out for a quick bike ride. I was holding a package and I had my keys in my pocket. That's it. I forgotten my glasses clips in like my backpack or something. So I had to find a dark background to look at, like the shaded side of an office building or the back rear end of the car in front, like black rear end of the car in front of me, which as you can imagine, was a bit dangerous. Like I had to tilt my head and then change the focal length of my eyes. Well, focal length of my stereo vision in order to look at the text while I was moving and while there's a black car in front of me. Anyway, ridiculous. I couldn't always rely on the glasses. If I had the sunglasses, maybe it would be different. But then I would have to remember to check the weather, and then I would need to bring a bag out so I can bring their delicate little attachment, because the attachment comes in its own case and doesn't fit into the actual case for the for the like glasses. Anyway, just very disappointing. These cost $600. You can get solid state dimming smart glasses for like $300. Um. Anyway, also when I accelerate, the glasses turn on because they just use a simple accelerometer and they don't bother checking the GPS or anything. So accelerating forward means that the net force on the glasses is down into the back. Just like if you look up, the effective force on the glasses will be down into the back because of gravity. So they just keep turning on randomly when I'm accelerating. Another point of annoyance. Let's see. So that was one day. That was one attempt at getting directions outside. We'll just continue with my experiences. This is going to be more random. On May 30th, I was very annoyed. Oh, connection to the phone dropped. Like reliably drops from the glasses when I walk to the bathroom from my living room. It's a two bed, one bath apartment. I'm walking for 20 feet, leaving my phone on the like living room table. Every other Bluetooth device I own stays connected, but this one doesn't. There's like one wall and a thin door between the living room and the bathroom, and it can't handle that. I'm using an iPhone 15 Pro. I don't remember what generation of Bluetooth this phone has, but I do recall somebody saying that these glasses are using a not even the latest generation. They're using like 5.2, and perhaps we're on like 5.4 or something. Now, Bluetooth disconnection shouldn't be a problem because you would expect that it'll keep showing you your notes, but nope. It'll just say like reconnect to Bluetooth to view sometimes and just not keep showing you your notes. Um, I mean, so ironically, like I can't, if I want these to work, I can't like go to the restroom without my phone and just have these displaying my next calendar event while I'm like brushing or doing anything because it cries that it's disconnected. I mean, anyway, you can tell that I'm a little bit miffed. The whole point is that they are supposed to like be intentionally minimalist and have limited options compared to other smart glasses so that you can like focus on the essence of life and living in the real world without your phone. And then here I am, more of a slave to my phone than before. Like I wanted to use the voice assistant to I tried to use the voice assistant to like check things off my notes, and then I can't do that. Also, their Perplexity AI, I don't know what like prompts they've pre-fed into this Perplexity AI, but half the time when I say something, it'll transcribe what I said wrong, and then Perplexity AI will like correct me on my grammar or something in this incorrect translation instead of just telling me whether it can answer my question. Like I'll say something to look up, like whatever, like what's a blobfish, and then it'll start talking about the nature of the query and all sorts of random garbage. Anything else? Yeah, no. Another point of annoyance is that there's no way to turn off their like AI note summary. So you will dictate a note, and then they will push your the like dictated text through their AI on the phone before displaying what the AI barfs out onto your note that is like shown. Now, to their credit, in the app, you can both listen to the actual voice recording you made as well as see the original dictated text, but in the note, it's their AI slop, which is very annoying because sometimes I want my phrasing. I need I it's literally I just need like a single bullet point saying like I will do the laundry right after I finish writing this email. And then instead, their AI gives me like, it creates a heading titled like, oh, what am I doing next? And then it like formats things and just why? 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 Um, Also, yeah, every now and then I'll accidentally close the app in the background and then the thing disconnects. So, all right, that's just about that. Now we're gonna go on to Augment OS. Okay, Augment OS is an operating system for the glasses. The glasses, they claim that they're open source. I mean, they are. Like, you can make open source software, except you also have to code everything else from the ground up. So some people got pissed at that and made an actual open source thing called Augment OS, where you can like actually develop apps without having to recreate like a year's worth of frameworks and nonsense. Augment OS, as far as I can tell, it seems quite easy to develop on. Um, but also, it's in like beta right now. Technically, they have full release in like 6 days. I really can't be bothered at this point. Um, I mean, I'm looking for a tool. I'm not looking for another project. I have projects already that I like want to do, and not. I don't want something that I feel compelled to do out of frustration. Anyway, that's just about that. I'm so sorry for the like lack of visual content here. In the end, I mean, I'm just putting this out there so that it's out there so that somebody's experiences with this thing are actually out here. Um Yeah, I apologize, but thank you for watching to this point. If you did watch to this point, I love you. I hope you have a good day. Personally, I'm returning these. What's the verdict? If I was somebody who wore glasses all the time anyway, I would use these. Because they are glasses with extra tidbits. Of course, that assumes that I just have a spare 600 bucks laying around for like a piece of almost e-waste that looks really pretty. Um, I don't normally wear glasses. I have no prescription. I mean, I do, but it's like really low, so I don't wear glasses. So in the end, not for me. Not for me. Truly disappointing.